everyone, Soundwave884 here. In this review, take a look at Agent Primes Deluxe Class Slingshot, going to merge into a Superion eventually. And like I mentioned in my previous review, when I reviewed the Studio Series Devastation Deluxe Class Optimus Prime, they went uniform with the boxes. So I'll show that off real quick. You've probably seen them all, but very much the same. If you just saw these on the peg, you'd think it's the same line. What really just tells it apart is a different color stripe at the bottom, and inside the stripe it says Agent Primes for Studio Series. So in a way, I kind of like the uniformity, but it does make it harder to pick things out. You just think it's all part of the same line, but yeah. So in the box, we get some nice artwork here. We get the steps up here as well. It also tells you it's number 2 of 5. I think air raid is number 1. And turn the back, 17 steps. It's gonna get your way around. There's no blurb, it just says collect to combine up there, so you can make Superion, which we get some artwork here on the side. That's how we get a look at the primes. And I got on top, has their names. So if you crack open a case while it's still on the pallet, you can say, oh, that's the one I need. And just pull it by the little tag thing, and there you go. And of course inside you're going to get your handy dandy instructions of how to transform it, and nowhere in here does it show you how to get him ready for his arm mode, but it just show that he does split in half, just like it was a drag strip and one of the other Stunticons. They have a thing you can push, split in half, or you just put in his ass in jet mode, and you're just going to split him apart, and you're going to tab him on the skeleton for Superion that's going to come with Silverbolt. So let's get to the review. Alright, again, starting off reverse, do jet mode. No one really watches me for transformations, so I'm just going to do it however I see fit. I was just fiddling with this guy, got him in jet mode, so this is the way he's going to be. Love the jet mode. Very much going for the cartoon accuracy, as accurate as I can be. We'll say going for the cartoon animation model, not for cartoon accuracy, because every episode is hand-drawn, so things change. Cleans up fairly well in jet mode. Pretty much hides the robot in the underside. You can't really even see the arms, the legs, just fold back. The feet become part of the rear of the jet. The head is right here, and you do get like a little landing gear that just pulls out from the back of his head. And some other molded ones here on his legs. Of course, do not roll, so he's just going to be scooting around on your floor. So you don't get any actual wheels. You get 2 blasters here that do tab or peg underneath the wings of the jet mode, and they have dual blasters. Let's see if we can get a blast effect on those. Yes, they are blast effect compatible. And you see my blast effects that are purple are yellowing. So he looks really good in jet mode. Turn to the back side. Paint is applied very well in my copy. I do have one small little thing here and here, but I think this must be like part of the plastic, because it's funny, it's on both sides in the same exact spot. Kind of sloppy a little bit with the paint right there. Otherwise, applied pretty well. Looks really good. I did like the fatness of the front here. It just looks just like the cartoon. Reminds me of the cartoon. That one episode, he gets chopped in half and stuff. Then we got the Combiner Wars Silverbolt right here. You can see the difference. This one's a little more cartoon looking. This one is actually, he's just a repaint, the new head of one of the other Aerobots, I believe. I could be wrong on that. I haven't taken apart Superion fully yet. I think I meant to turn his head around the other way. I forgot. So I think he's mimicked one, and a mimic, but he's part of one of the other ones. So come on, he's got a landing gear there too, and I think his feet are supposed to be the other part. So he just sits, and that one's not staying down there like that. So overall, I think this one does the jet mode a little bit better than the other one does. But this jet's nice and sleek. This one's a little more like he was in G1. And to show him next to Air Raid and how they look together. And we'll show him with his animation model alt mode. I see they even got the little stripe down the back of the jet mode like he did. Now this sort of mimics the original G1 toy with the wing part here. We have to go up and down the back, because you would take this and this and you combine it in the back of the robot mode. So that just mimics that from the actual G1 toy. I guess it was included on the animation model. Alright, so now I'm going to get this figure here into robot mode. I'm just going to remove his blasters, put them to the side. I'm going to pull his legs down. And it taps it in the back there. We're just going to bring his legs down, sort of like Combiner Wars here. Not fully, but it does sort of go that way. We'll close this back up, tap him in, grab his feet, bring them forward. This part here just goes to the side. We'll bring that flatten back. Untab his legs from each other. Fold these back. And we got the legs done here. Now when his arms are right here, we're going to fold his landing gear up. We'll bring this part back. And we're going to take his arms, bring those out. This, bring it down. I just fold it up, bring it this way, rotate it around. Same on the other side. Down, down, spin around, spin his head around. And then he's got these two tabs, 2 slots there. I'm just going to bend that down and tab it in. And there you go. We have transformed Slingshot into his robot mode. Now you can take these blasters here. You can hold them in his hands, or you can peg them onto the sides. That's up to your choosing. I'm going to sort of Megatron this, or you can say hot rod it, more like it because it's on both sides and down by his wrists. So we got it that way. Pretty cool. I like Slingshot. I mean, I like this toy. I don't like the character. Actually, Slingshot was my one of my least favorite Autobots. I didn't care for the Aerobots at all in the cartoon or the portrayal. I just didn't really like them at all. I was more a Protectobot fan from the toys. They didn't get much love in the cartoon. Even season 3, they got a little bit of love, but not a lot. All right, let's go over the articulation here on Slingshot. You can sort of T-pose them there. Spin that around. You know you got the bicep swivel because the transformation. You get the double jointed elbows as well because the transformation. There's no wrist swivels. The hands are molded part of the forearms. Head can 360 around. You got a decent down, no up. And that's it there. We do get a 360 waist swivel. Go for more than a full split. Kick forward to there. Back really far. Even though he has this wing, it goes past the outside of that. You can about 90 degree it bumps up there. And of course you have your ankle tilts for days right here. No toe tap because of transformation. Upper thigh swivels as well. So that is your articulation on Slingshot. So you're going to get most articulation you normally get in a deluxe class figure. Sometimes you get the wrist swivels, sometimes you do not. Bringing in Combiner Wars Slingshot that we had to buy through a different store. So we had got Alpha Bravo instead of Slingshot. I don't know why they did that kind of stuff, but they did. And then made this guy like exclusive somewhere else. So I know some people like the blue eyes on the Combiner Wars because it makes his eyes stand out. You just don't get a plain orange face or orange head. I like the orange head just because it lends more towards a cartoon look. Overall, you get more articulation out of this guy here. And I just think he overall looks better. You do get a little more color pop on this one though. You get gold here. And you get some little extra paint on the chest, which I don't really care for though. Also, all the chests for the Combiner Wars, Power of the Primes, all those they combine, you get the big piece that needs, they need to combine with right there. So I think it sort of hampers and hinders the figure of what you could do with it. Also, you got a really small crotch. That's one thing when these were coming out I really didn't like, is that their legs are so close together because their crotchlets are so tiny. They're not packing that big, big sack or anything, so their legs are just really there. Whereas these, you get a better, more proportionate stance to the side, and I like that. Only thing maybe on this figure, you sort of get some soft, like ratchets you get on the joints for the elbows. That's just, I would say for the combined mode, but it's not even really there because they just store them, go over his head. And also, I think this is really good quality. All the joints are tight and stiff the way she likes it. You get a lot of pins on this, no ball joints. And this guy here, though, he's a little floppy mess. Now, look at you. Put him down, it's like he's walking. I'm going to walk away, you're making fun of me. So he's not really as good quality as you're going to get in this guy. Now, I was going to say, all the figures I've gotten so far, they feel really good. All the joints are good, nothing's loose. I think they got more love into these than the previous like Legacy United stuff. I just hope that continues. Not saying they're filling in the hollow bits, but I just feel like the overall joints and presentation of the figure got a little bit more love itself. We'll go ahead and show him off next to his animation model, so you can see these two side by side. See, he does, get pretty darn close to that. Now, you see on there, his wings are on his back of his legs. The animation model just sort of just hangs off his back. They did okay with this, but it does give him a awfully big, not necessarily a backpack, but he's got the big top here, and he's got the big wings here, but they got to go somewhere. So his biggest crime, I guess, would be this cutout here. And I guess that's for transformation because it's got to fit around his thighs. So they had to cut a little bit deeper. So I know people didn't like this, that you can see into like the inner workings of his knees. And yeah, from certain angles, it is sort of bothersome. But to me, it's not a deal breaker. All right, I'll bring Air Raid in so you can see them next to Air Raid. Get an idea how they look together. I'm going to bring in a Stunticon. So we'll bring in this Stunticon here. Here is breakdown, so you can see them two together. So how he's going to scale next to their arch nemesis, the Stunticons. That's how they're introduced in the cartoon. We got the Aerobots at the same time we got the Stunticons, so they go against each other. And bringing in Deluxe Class Optimus Prime Studio Series based on the Transformers Devastation video game. And why not Dying Brawn getting blasted in the shoulder. So you can see this small Deluxe next to a normal Deluxe. You know that this right here on his chest is most likely for him to tab in onto the Superion skeleton. Same with these right here on his shins and stuff, just so he can get on that skeleton. But some upgrade kit or third-party company, they got a chance here with these little slots to make the car grill that was used in that one episode, Aerial Assault. They can make that, sell it. I can just see that already. Somebody's going to be 3D printing that soon. It's going to be going up on Etsy, or some other company might make it and be like on tfsafari.com and stuff like that, eBay. And you're going to get a car grill to put on your slingshot to reenact that, that part of that one episode, Aerial Assault. And to split the figure right inside this little slot, I'm using my nail clippers because it gives enough force. You just push that. He's split in half, so you can have him get killed in your world of imagination, cut in half. And that reenacts that scene. Wasn't he just the top in that one episode, Aerial Assault? It was just the top half of him, the front of the jet. So you can fully reenact that whole part from that one episode as well. This is how he'll go on to Superion. You'll have this up top, this in the bottom, stuff like that. Just like some of the Stunticons, and it's what they're going to do with the Combaticons and Bruticus as well, most likely. So my final thoughts on this figure, I like it. He's a little plain in bot mode, but that's just how he looked anyway. The head, everything. He looks like how I want Slingshot to look. I think the quality is there on the figure and the joints and stuff like that, the paint, everything. I think he feels good. As long as he doesn't yellow, because he's a lot of white. And then hopefully they fix that problem. So I'm excited for Superion. He's probably one of my least favorite combiners. And these are one of my least favorite combining teams. Special teams. I am pleasantly pleased with this figure, and I like it way better than what we got in Combiner Wars. Thanks for watching this review. To the next ones. Peace out.